Drake just pumped us with massive loads of new music with ICEMAN Episode 3, the third installment after the first two singles he dropped for his new album with What Did I Miss and Which One, where he was basically setting the tone for his new album ICEMAN through these little episodes with symbolism and other cool things. And to just recap really quick on those first two episodes, because they are very important to this one to understand everything going on. In episode 1, he was pretty much just talking his shit to the entire industry on What Did I Miss, calling out a lot of straight up lies that were circulating everywhere on the internet, obviously during the beef. And then in episode 2, where we saw the symbolism of a Pinocchio looking figure chasing him, hiding in the shadows, stalking him, obviously saying this in reference, everyone pretty much assumed it was Kendrick, allegedly lying on his name and painting him out to be some type of stalker in a way here. Well, he's back after a month, first starting with a little bit of a different announcement here with a red ICEMAN cover compared to the older blue ones. And this does end up making sense, so let's go through all of this. And before any of that, leave a like, subscribe, it helps my channel out a ton, and you become a part of our amazing rap community. So episode 3 starts off with Drake in Milan, Italy. Now the first one straight from his hometown in Canada, second one in the UK after his 3-night headline at Wireless, but now we're in like that grand Italy type aesthetic where a bunch of new stuff is happening. And the episode honestly starts off pretty quiet. Drake walking through these Italian stores. We do get a little bit of a tease of a phone call with Yeat right at the beginning, which will make more sense considering the song dropping from this will most likely be the Yeat song that we got previewed during this episode. But there's honestly a lot more than just music, a ton of symbolism in this one, and it's honestly being pretty overlooked as well. So for a while, Drake kind of just walks around, drives his ICEMAN truck, mumbles to an instrumental, possibly something for the album. There's a few like little songs played, but they were pretty overlooked, and honestly the media really didn't cover them at all either. And obviously this is the beginning of the episode, so nothing too significant just yet. But the big part of the episode is next, and it is the dinner. And we even have returning characters from the last episode with this eerie instrumental in the background. Here's a listen because it's actually really unsettling. Now, maybe this is on the album, maybe it's Drake's Meet the Grams type response to everything that happened last summer. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it is just something to keep in the back of our mind that this might be an instrumental that is used for Drake to talk his shit on ICEMAN. But back to the episode, someone does show up, and it's none other than Pinocchio. Now, like I said in the beginning, in episode 2, Pinocchio was stalking Drake, chasing him, kind of a caricature of Kendrick, obviously. And now instead of it just being one, there are 4 of them. One gets handed a bowl of this red liquid, probably symbolizing blood, and this also makes sense on why the episode 3 announcement post was all red. Pretty cool foreshadowing there. And they paint the word legacy on the table, and the word is fully written out. The Pinocchios, aka liars, start getting angry and throwing the ice cubes on their plates onto the legacy, trying to ruin it and melt it. Now it's pretty clear that this is Drake's legacy, but who are the Pinocchios? Well, we obviously know one is Kendrick for sure, that was a given, but the other ones might be other rappers, Metro, Future, different types of people that are puppets in the music industry. And I know a lot of people have said that one of the puppets, or Pinocchios, whatever you want to call them, could be UMG, but we'll see why later in this episode why UMG is not one of the Pinocchios. There's a lot of speculation. Obviously, we won't know for sure. Maybe in a future episode, we can see them take their masks off, or maybe when there's a movie or something for the album, we'll see that. What could be crazy if they did like AI faces, kind of like Kendrick did with the Heart Part 5, with all of the people that have betrayed Drake. That would absolutely break the internet. But to get back to the episode, they all leave, some instrumentals play, Drake hugs this girl, and then he then leaves the room. And he's actually freestyling to this crazy beat. It's a rage beat. Here's a listen to that.
Hey Cindy, you're bad. I like it when I Molly make her dance.
Now this freestyle does make sense later, so stay tuned. And after giving a little sneak peek for what is to come later, Drake gets back into the ICEMAN car and we get a new song. Now I don't think this is the official drop for the episode because we did get it released and it has a completely different cover than all the other ICEMAN singles we've gotten, but it did get dropped officially. Drake, PND, and Cash Cobain, Somebody Loves Me remix. Now Drake gets out of the car and we are getting more views of Pinocchio in Italy, and this time they are in all the places that Drake previously was. Maybe as a tell to be like, Drake was here first and you're late to the party type of thing. But in the background, we get some really cool instrumentals. Like Drake would slide like a motherfucker on these, bro. I'm keeping it 100. I don't want to be biased, but yeah, these beats are crazy. Drake then sits down in this big empty grand room with a bright red carpet, and we hear another insane rage beat. We're really getting teased here, and some big symbolism comes into this next clip as well, because in this room, a bunch of men with suits come out. They're all watching him. Now, once again, it's pretty clear what's happening here, and why I said that the Pinocchios were not UMG and all the industry executives. These are all the industry executives surrounding Drake, watching his every move. A big reference here to the ongoing lawsuit of Drake versus UMG. Another man in a suit then comes and sits across from Drake. He looks around the room, leaves, and then one of the Pinocchios comes into the room and watches as he walks out. Now, through the entire episode, we don't see the Pinocchio end up sitting in the chair, but I think this whole scene is kind of a hint at that happening when the cameras are off. And I see it as Drake being offered something by all these industry higher ups. He declines whatever offer they have, and then they move on to the Pinocchios instead, the liars, to do the job for them, also while taking down Drake. Now, the highlight of this episode is next, the crazy new song, the premiere of the song Doghouse featuring Yeat. Like I said, him being shown in the beginning all led to something pretty cool. Drake and Yeat are first in the club listening to Yeat's new song Come and Go, peak by the way. But after that, like I said, they feature Doghouse, a new rage song. Yeat absolutely slid. It's honestly pretty For All the Dogs vibes here, but it was still a good song. I can't play it because of copyright and it's not on streaming, but you guys can find that in my Discord, link in the description. Along with that, another song previewed here was a solo Yeat song, most likely either with the Drake verse cut to keep it a surprise or for his new album, A Dangerous Life. Then out of nowhere, Kevin Durant shows up outside of the Iceman truck, and we get another glimpse of 4 different shots of Pinocchios as well. And remember how we were talking about Pinocchio sitting in that room with all the executives where Drake declined and left? We get a shot of the Pinocchio stepping down and walking around in circles in that room, showing that, hey, maybe I'm considering what you're offering. He ends up leaving the room, but still, I think this was kind of our tell that he took whatever deal or offer they had. Or maybe if there are future episodes that will see this actual deal take place. But then the episode ends off with a bang, because we get to see the Iceman trailer with an insane instrumental. Once again, another beat Drake would absolutely just slide on. Here's a snippet of that trailer. So yeah, it's very cool sounding. I'm very excited for everything to come, and it ends off with the Pinocchios looking to be robbing Drake. And obviously, this was the task that was set by all of those executives in that big red room. And everything closes off with a still saying Iceman and rest in peace, Armani. And I don't think this is any type of symbolism with his name here. He died very recently, so maybe this was just a tribute to him, especially considering that he is Italian and this episode did take place in Milan. I honestly wouldn't look too deep into it because he has passed away in the past 24 hours of recording this video. But yeah, that was the Iceman episode. This theme of Drake versus the executives is really, really cool. Kind of having everyone turn his back on them and him just doing whatever he wants and still succeeding. And I try not to stay biased, but this rollout is really cool. The symbolism is really cool. And yeah, I'm really excited for what's to come. Comment your opinions down below of everything that happened in this episode. Any theories you have, anything, leave it down below. I'll be reading every comment. Also, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And along with that, follow my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and join my Discord for the best rap community. Thank you guys so much for watching. And on that note,